We're running a little bit late, a different little ambiance today. I'm having to write this offer right now, so it's a domino effect. Once one thing happens, a whole bunch of stuff starts to happen, but we are here. I'm going to be working a little bit getting this offer and all this stuff written up if you guys don't mind. I'll be doing this for now. Oh, there's the like button right there. So it looks like I think at least one person has to be watching since you hit the like button. Can you hear me okay? And all that good stuff. Obviously, I'm outside. I'm actually at my parents' house. Um, they were out of town until late December, so I figured I'd change it up a little bit. And hopefully the mosquitoes won't start biting me and all that stuff. Let's see. Can you guys hear me okay and everything like that? I see there's 3 people on. I don't know who all is on, but if you guys don't mind, just drop me a comment and give me a thumbs up or something. That way I know. John, hello. Can you pray for me? Yes, you can. I'll take it, man. Volume good, David G. I appreciate it, my friend. So what's going on, guys? Bring me some questions. Anything you need, anything I can help with. John, what do you need healing of? I don't know, man. I'll just take anything you got for me. Where are you guys located at? Are you guys living in Charlotte? Comment the city, state, or whatever the case is. Daniel, volume and video great, awesome. John is in the UK. What time is it over there, John? Indy. David, Indiana? 10:46 p.m. Well, that's not that bad. You guys are only 4 hours ahead of us over there in the UK. Indianapolis. Victor, California. There we go. Fargo, North Dakota. Very interesting. Daniel, what's it like living in North Dakota? Obviously, I probably don't, I don't know too much. It's one of those interesting places for me. I'm sure it's beautiful, the landscape and all that good stuff. And you guys will probably see Luna, my dog, running around in the back. There she is, as soon as I mentioned it. Hello from Charlotte. There we are. You enjoying this weather? It's starting to kind of cool down a little bit. Today's like the first day it hasn't been like 95 degrees and extremely humid. It actually felt pretty good. I was out showing houses and I wasn't like sweating profusely and all that stuff. So it's I love the heat, but I'm actually kind of glad it's starting to cool down now. And John said you only live forever. Only if that was true, my friend. Yes, had windows open all night. Oh yeah, my AC, I set my AC at like 73 or 74 and it barely turned on. Usually it's non-stop kicking. North Dakota, terrible winter. I bet, man. North Dakota's probably like a 2 hour difference than we got over here. And I apologize, guys. I'm Right now I'm writing up a contract actually for a house that we looked at today. So I just want to get this submitted for signatures and then go ahead and email it off. Hopefully here, I don't think we'll hear a response tonight, but maybe early in the morning. That's what I'm hoping for. It's always nice when you write a really good offer, but sometimes the seller, they like to take their sweet time, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And like I said, it's a domino effect. As soon as one thing starts running late, everything starts running late. So that's just how it is. What kind of questions do you guys have for me? Anything at all? Upcoming suburbs in the Charlotte area. Oof. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a ton. I'd say the most upcoming right now that I can think of, Davidson, North Carolina, which is north. That's very upcoming, very popular, like a small town feel. People like it. Belmont, Mount Holly, Gastonia as well. Gastonia has some nice areas. And then probably a little bit, kind of outside of that. But those right there kind of pop in mind. Everything else, Huntersville, Mooresville, Waxhaw, Wesley Chapel, those are all pretty well established and they're already, maintained, and things like that. So Ed said, what is the average time from offer accepted to when the keys are handed to the new owner? So average time for your offer being accepted is unknown. I've worked with people in the first day we've gone to look at homes, we've gotten an offer accepted, and then I've worked with other people where it took us a couple weeks, and then I've worked with other people where it took us a couple months when they're only able to look on the weekends or maybe every 2 weeks. It all depends on their timeline. But once you get the offer accepted, typically it's about 30 days until you close and get the keys. Sometimes it can be longer. It all depends on what you agree on with the seller and that what's written in the contract. Let me see what else we got here. But typically 30 days is kind of a good kind of rough estimate, Ed. When will the bubble burst? I don't even know anymore. It's every day is something new. Interest rates this, interest rates that. Now we have inflation hitting crazy high numbers, which is gonna cause the prices to go up. We still have low inventory. I think it's getting slightly better. I'm waiting to see the market report that I'm going to do next week. I'm waiting for that to come out to see what new information we have and things like that. Honestly, there's no telling. It can be another year, another 2 years before we see prices start to decline by 5, 10, 20%, if that even happens. So we will see. Victoria, how expensive are houses in Waxhaw? David said, haha, if. It's a very big if, my friend. Very big if. How expensive are houses in Waxhaw? They're pretty up there. I would honestly say you can find some houses over there in the 400s, in the mid 400s, 450 plus or so. Most of them, honestly, I would say 5 to 600 kind of starting at. Obviously, that's going to depend on your square footage, neighborhoods, and things like that. But I would say to get started in Waxhaw, you're going to be looking at 450 plus for something that's nice and move-in ready and everything like that. So I hope that answers your question. I do not know how to get these damn comments posted on here so I can kind of constantly look at them. So let me see if I can pull it up on here and see what happens. David G, which side has the best public schools, best crime stats? Honestly, it's kind of spread out. Places like Huntersville and Mooresville, all those places, they have really good schools. Kind of what I'm personally seeing, kind of the best school areas are going to be in South Charlotte, from uptown to uptown to Matthews is what I see a lot of really good public schools. Now there is other schools on the west side and east side, and then you do have charter schools and what are they called? Academy schools as well. And then obviously you have your private schools and things like that. Mike, bro, hey, what's up? I'm doing good, brother. How are you? Jordan, hey, hello from Seattle. Hello, Seattle, Seattle. What would the average two-bedroom apartment go for? What could I get on the cheaper end? Two-bedroom apartment to rent or buy, Jordan? Rent, two-bedroom apartment. Honestly, on the cheaper end, I would probably say $1,000 to $1,200 if you want to rent a two-bedroom. I don't really work with rentals, man, so I don't know too much about exactly where. But I would say the cheapest two bedrooms probably going to be 1,000 to 2,000, and that's probably going to be a decent area. It's not going to be somewhere where you should worry about. You know what I mean? If that kind of makes sense. The building's most likely going to be a little bit older and things like that, but yeah, 1,000 to 1,200 for a two bedroom. Jordan looking to move out there come March from Florida. We're at in Florida, Jordan. Jordan, yeah, totally. I get that. I'm so excited. Charlotte is so nice. Been watching your stuff for a while. Thank you, man. I really appreciate the support. Pensacola, I think Pensacola, Florida. I don't know. Obviously, I don't live there, but I think it's a big retirement community. I know a lot of Florida is, but I feel like Pensacola is kind of like a higher percentage of retirement people retiring. We got 14 people on here, guys. Hit the like button. Do me a favor, please. Hit the subscribe button too if you haven't already. Jordan, LOL. That's awesome. You know that. Yeah, man. I talk to people from all over the place. So I obviously listen, so I pick up stuff, here and there. And there's a bunch of other places in Florida too. I'm just having my brain is all over the place today. DITM Explore Sasha, when the global local economy contracts, which neighborhoods in the Charlotte area retain the most home value? Oof. I mean, man, that's honestly, when you look at it statistically, what homes retain the most value when economies are in recession, they're going to be the ones closest to the major city. If you're kind of far out, those are the ones that will kind of hit a little bit of a dip because there's a lot less desirability in the areas that are way outside, of Charlotte. So I mean, honestly, if you're within like 30 minutes of Uptown, and there's a bunch of areas that are excluded, like someone mentioned Waxhaw a little bit before. I don't think Waxhaw is going to be one of those areas that would be affected if we had an economic downturn or anything like that. There's a lot of money over there. A lot of people love living there. But generally speaking, when you look at the statistics, most of the time the places that are hit the hardest are the ones that are a lot further away from the big cities. Jordan, how far is Charlotte from any kind of skiing, snowboarding in the wintertime? The closest you'll probably get is an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is going to be Boone, Boone, North Carolina. They have a ski resort up there. They also have the college. I think it's Appalachian State, and it's pretty cool. First time I went skiing was in West Virginia at Horseshoe Resort. It was about a 5-6 hour drive. Neuro Wizard, hey, it's Meg. Meg, what's up, man? You should be on shift, shouldn't you? You're working nights. But yeah, guys, you can skiing, snowboarding, less than 2 hours away. Let's see. Carter Fitzgerald said, I'm a videographer wanting to move to Charlotte but having trouble finding business. Any tips? Any tips? What kind of videographer are you? Do you specialize in anything for drone footage, real estate, cars. Sarah, hi baby. Yeah, that's my wife, guys. Ed, I need a backyard like you have there. Yeah, Ed, this is my parents' backyard. This house is actually in Mint Hill. It's pretty. It's a decent sized backyard where they're still able to maintain it. It's not an acre or anything, but it's definitely good. So it fits. Carter said corporate video mostly. Carter, honestly, it's tough for you because you're not in town. What I would personally do, I would go to the businesses face to face and just walk in and ask, hey, how can I help you guys? I'd love to do a video of your office, of your building, and you post it on your website. So as soon as someone comes to the website, there could be some cool, video footage, drone footage. But honestly, go online, Google all the businesses, go on their website, and find an email, and email every single business and say, hey, are you looking to increase sales? Are you looking to do this? I'm a videographer. I create videos for people, and I can help you potentially bring in some customers. If you do that, I don't know what the statistic is, but if you reach out to a couple hundred, you'll get some jobs, man. And depending on the size of a company, if it's a small like mom and pop shop place, or if it's a bigger office, I mean, they can give you 500, $1,000 for your video and your time and all that stuff. So that's something I would definitely look into, man. Jordan, that's awesome. It will be a change. Move to a city like Charlotte, coming from the beach life in Florida. Luna's going crazy. You see her. Yes, it would be. I've never lived on the beach, so I have no idea. How big of a difference it would be. But yeah, it would be for you. I mean, that's for sure. Carter, man, I'm telling you, email all those businesses, see if you can shoot a video for them and all that stuff. I think you'll be able to get some work out of it for sure. David G, favorite barbecue in Charlotte? Man, that's I'm gonna go with Midwood Smokehouse in Plaza Midwood. David G. Carlos, nice background. Is it warm over in Charlotte? Where would you think it'll fall and eventually get winter cold? So yeah, so right today it was 90 degrees. It was a little cooler, but it was pretty nice. Honestly, it starts getting a little cooler starting December. There's been plenty of times during Thanksgiving where it's like 70 degrees, and we're sitting outside here wearing shorts and a t-shirt like I am today. But it does start to get cold, as soon as you come into December, and then it'll be cold December, January, February, March. It starts to come back. So you got about 3 cold months in Charlotte. Joe, I know this isn't your priority, so I do apologize, but in my opinion, what's some of the best companies to work for in Charlotte in finance? I currently do admin work for a credit union. Thank you. Jordan, man, I mean, you hit it right on the head. I honestly have no idea. Good thing is, Charlotte is number 2 in finance in all of the U.S. It goes New York, Charlotte, and San Francisco. So you should not have any shortage of trying to find a job and all that stuff down here in Charlotte, man. I would probably go for the big boys: Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Truist Bank, and things like that. If you want to go to some smaller branches, you can. We have Chase, all that stuff. But honestly, I don't know, man. Emily, what's up? Hi, Sasha. Thanks for all your help so far. We are looking forward to meeting you next week. Happy long weekend to you. I'm very excited. I'm excited to show you guys around. Go look at some houses and things like that. So, I'm excited we'll see if I relax this weekend. We're going to get an offer submitted here. I'm hoping to get this awesome family under contract. So I'm going to be nervous all weekend until we get an answer from that offer. Those 3 banks are my top 3. They're the biggest banks here, man, so they definitely should be. David G, when do you travel to the beach? Do you have a favorite spot? Wilmington, Myrtle. David G, my favorite spot to go to the beach is Charleston, South Carolina. My absolute favorite. I love everything about Charleston. I don't know if I might retire there one day. Um, I will probably buy a second home there, kind of like an investment property and things like that. Um, but Charleston, South Carolina is by far my favorite. I love it. It reminds me so much of Europe. It's just beautiful, man. That's not to say the other ones aren't beautiful, but that's my personal favorite. Honestly, you can't really go wrong going to the beach. I love the beach. Jordan, dude, you're awesome regardless. Thanks for all the. I appreciate that, man. I really do. And I appreciate you for all the support, man. I know you said you've been watching my videos for a long time, so I appreciate it. Bring on some questions, people. Any questions? Any questions? I apologize, guys. I'm actually writing an offer right now. How does taking a new job impact the buying process? Emily, it honestly doesn't. For example, if you're taking a new job in Charlotte and you're starting in the next 60 days and we end up finding a house, next week or so, usually all the bank requires is that you write a letter, that your new employer writes a letter saying, hey, Emily is hired here. She's going to be starting in November 1st. And that's pretty much it. So it's super easy, and that's only sometimes. Only sometimes they ask for that letter, so it's not all the time. So it's not really that bad. David, let me see here. David G, favorite mountain spots besides Asheville? David, I like going to the beach the most. I love warm weather. I really like the beach. I don't go to the mountains that often. I go here and there. But besides Asheville, to be honest, I went to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, Gatlinburg, I think it was called, and it was about a 5-6 hour drive, and I had a blast over there. It was super nice. It was beautiful. But there's a bunch of places that are a lot closer, that you can get to within an hour and a half to 2 hours instead of Tennessee. But that was the last one I went to in the mountains, was Tennessee. What's the fastest growing part? Jeff, what's the fastest growing part of the Charlotte metro area? Man, that's a good question. The fastest growing. I'd probably say South End. That's regards to everything: restaurants, breweries, new skyscrapers, building a bunch of townhouses. As far as residential, man, I mean, if you come here, I don't know if you've been here, and just drive around, you'll see everything's kind of growing rapidly. Just off the top of my head, I'll say South End. DITM Explorer Sasha, what is the average amount over ask for the Waxhaw area? There is. I know you asked the question. I don't want to answer it like a politician, but there is no average. It depends on property to property. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say 15 to 30,000. I'll just say that. If it's an amazing property, if it's been on a market for a day and it's hard to get a scheduled showing, you're gonna be going more than that. But I think it's safe to say 15 to 30,000 is going to be quote unquote average. Emily, amazing, glad to hear it. Yes. David, check out northern Georgia, some beautiful resorts and gorgeous views. There you go, David. Check out Emily's comment right there. And all you guys that are in the chat, connect with each other if you can. It's a great way to meet more people, meet people from maybe where you're currently living, that they're moving here from, and all that stuff. Daniel, how difficult is it to buy new construction in Charlotte now? So Daniel, it's still difficult, but it's a lot better than it was 4 to 6 months ago. I recently put two families under contract in new construction in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Actually, in 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, I put two different people under contract now. So a lot more new construction communities are releasing lots a lot faster than they were before. So right now, your chances are a lot better than they were 4 to 6 months ago. And what I do now, you still need to schedule your appointments and stuff for the new construction communities. I just show up. I don't even care anymore. If I have somebody with me that's wanting to look at new construction, I just show up to their office and I say, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is the time frame. What do you have available? Hey, we don't have anything available. Not well. What do you have in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months? Just tell me everything that you might have. And not all the time, but sometimes they'll say, hey, this is what we have, and they'll kind of give you some insider information, if you will. Ed, what is the wait time for new construction? Right now, there's some communities that people they've decided not to move forward with their house for whatever case, and you're able to get in and you can close within 30 days, but it's not very likely. Most of the stuff right now is going to be 3 to 6 months, and then if you're building from complete scratch, you're looking at about 8 to 12 months. And that all depends on the builder. For the Charlotte area, what are the best high school feeders? What does that mean? High school feeders. I'm not sure. Damn, guys, I gotta spray this bug spray. I'm starting to get bit up on the ankles. What are the feeders? Ed, thanks. Thanks. We can talk more in October. Definitely, man. Reach out to me. You got my number. My information's everywhere. Feeders school into school. Feeders schools into larger school districts. I honestly have no. I've never gotten that question before. That's something I need to look into. But so the way Charlotte is growing and everything like that, new schools are being built, new public, private, charter, all that stuff's being built. So they're adding more schools. But that's a good question. David, my favorite is Brasstown Valley Resort. That area is especially gorgeous. Yeah, see, now I need to check that stuff out. One of my favorite things about living in Charlotte is the proximity to other places. You can do a staycation. You can stay in the city, go rent a nice hotel or something, and feel like you're out of town. And then you can drive a couple hours, and you can be, I don't know, it's so nice, man. It's so nice. David G, beach and mountains. Yeah, man. More beach for me. I love the beach. I can't get enough of it. All right, bring some questions. Man, this thumbnail that I'm gonna have on here is gonna be horrible. David G, how walkable is Uptown? David, it's very walkable, man. I mean, honestly, obviously, depending on where you are, Uptown's pretty. It's not tiny. I would say it's pretty big. It all depends. If it's scorching hot, you're not going to want to be walking. But they have those scooters everywhere, man. So that's what everybody's riding. But for the most part, it's pretty walkable. People from highly condensed areas that live in big cities that like to live and stuff like that, they'll come down when they come down and visit. They'll stay in Uptown and they'll stay like at Center City Marriott or something, and they'll just spend all their time there walking around everywhere. But as far as I know, pretty good walkability for sure. Uptown's really nice. It's one of those things, when you don't live here, you're very intrigued by it and everything like that. But once you live here, I re- unless I'm going to a sporting event or unless family or friends come and visit and I want to show them Uptown, I don't really go a ton. I would say, but obviously, like I said, sporting events, Panthers, Hornets, the Knights baseball games, and then every now and then if a new restaurant or a new brewery or something cool like that opens up, I'll go out to eat and things like that over there. Um, you know, it's just one of those things. Come on, come on. Bring the anything you got for me. Anything you got for me. Thanks for your time and local perspective. Much appreciated. Of course, man. That is what I'm here for. That is exactly what I'm here for. I need to do me a favor. We have 10 people on here. Can you comment on what kind of videos you guys want to see? Sometimes I get stuck up with these videos. I love doing neighborhood tours, but for some reason they don't get a ton of views. They'll get a couple hundred, as opposed to like market reports or some stuff like that that'll get like close to like thousands. Um, Whatever videos help the most people are the videos that I want to make. So if you don't mind, just shoot me a comment down below and just ask, or not ask, but tell me what videos you guys like best. Emily, let me see. Emily, suburbs with the best food and drink scene. That's tough. Suburbs. Emily, honestly, I would say Matthews. I sound so biased because I live like 5-10 minutes away from downtown Matthews, but when you say suburbs, I feel like Matthews is kind of um, when you're in town. Actually, um, you should check out with your husband. They just opened up a white duck taco in downtown Matthews. It's probably going to be jam packed, but they just opened it up. Um, I've heard it's really good. Really good tacos. They have one in South End as well. So this is their second location. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Matthews. That's where I like to hang out a lot. It's just very chill. It's not too crazy. Not a lot of. It's a mixture of people. There's younger people hanging out. There's older people hanging out. Everything in between. Sometimes I don't like going to places where the crowd is like very very young and they all that stuff. So what would be a good area to live in if you were looking for a rancher under 300,000 looking for mother-in-law? Um, Listen, man, it's extremely tough under 300,000, man. It is very tough. If it's for your mother-in-law, I would probably look at in or around Matthews, Mint Hill, Belmont, Mount Holly, um, north side of Charlotte, and things like that, man. But it's tough. Under 300 is very tough. A lot of the stuff I'm seeing is, it's like you almost have to be close to 350. You can still find some houses, 300, 315, 320. But you just got to be patient, you know. That's the only thing with that. That's all, you know. Big Haig from Canada. Jesse T. Many. Um, Emily, your latest video was awesome. I love seeing inside some of the houses and going along the buying journey with you. Thank you. Emily, I seriously thought that video. I seriously thought I was gonna have to shoot it for like a month, maybe longer. But you know, we lucked out. You know, all the boxes clicked, and somehow we lucked out. So it was awesome. But yeah, I do want to do more stuff like that. It's just when I'm doing a video, I'd like to carve out a couple hours in my day or something, and then make the video. When I'm taking you guys along with like the buying process and all this stuff, you know, I have to record myself for a couple minutes every single day for a week, 2 weeks, whatever the case. And sometimes I forget, sometimes I get caught up with all this other stuff, and then sometimes it's just like, you know, I look like shit. I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired, and then you know, so whatever the case is. But I'm gonna get better at that, and a couple other videos I thought about, you know, doing that, kind of showing you the buying process within different price points, and then you know, also doing like once we get under contract, doing a video throughout the whole process, and even like some problems that come up or something like that to kind of walk you guys through the whole thing. That video will probably be like an hour and a half long or something like that, because there's a bunch of stuff that comes up. So we'll see. I'm hoping to do something like that. Like I said, it's just very tedious. I'm not a selfie guy. I get very embarrassed, you know, holding up my camera to myself. So, but I'm glad you liked it. I liked it too, to be honest with you. It was one of the ones I was very excited to post so people can kind of see. David G, local activities and tourism. Local activities, sports. I mean, all the professional teams in NASCAR. There's a bunch of like exhibits. If you go on Groupon, you can get Groupons for all types of stuff, and you know, it's super cool. David G, parks too, man. There's a ton of parks over here. DITM Explorer, we like that video as well. Would like more of those. I'm glad you told me. I will definitely get started and start making a lot more of those videos for you guys. I'm very happy you liked it. I'm very happy you liked it. Next week is going to be the market report, but I might put out some more neighborhood tours. And another thing I wanted to do was kind of interview or do a video with like some of my past clients. Like the you know, people that moved from California, that moved from New York, that moved from Florida, that moved from Chicago, Ohio, you know, Portland, Denver. I'd love to interview like my past clients and do like a one, you know, like, hey, you've been living in Charlotte for 1 year. What do you think of your neighborhood? What do you think of the area? The only thing is, you know, I don't like being on camera, so I don't know if they would like to be or something, but we'll see. But I would love to do something like that. I think it'll be really cool just to have a good time and see them, get to hang out with them, and you know, get their honest opinions on everything. That would be amazing. I would love that. So I think I want to do that. It's just like I said, it's going to take a lot of effort and stuff, and maybe even bring on a lender, one of my lenders that I work with. Maybe bring him on a live video and have you guys talk to the lender. That'll be cool. I just want to make sure there's a lot of people on, so there's a ton of questions for him or her, and you guys could just ask away. You know, ask about interest rates, ask about pre-approval, ask about your job, all that stuff. So I'd love to do that. We'll do it eventually. Emily says, I love the idea. Yeah, it's just, you know, I can control myself. I can control making videos, but it's tough. Like, you know, I can't control somebody else, like what time we need to meet up and all that stuff. So we'll see. But that's something I'm excited about, something I've been thinking about a lot. DITM Explorer, great idea. Thank you. All right, now you guys are kind of gassing me up now, so I'm definitely gonna do something like that. And I'd like to do you know what? Maybe next month I'll do a live video and get one of my lenders in the lives. I think that'll be a cool idea for next month. So the first Friday of next month, which is October, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. Don't hold me to it, but I think so. I think so. Hades Drew, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, man, but how realistic do you think it is to get lakefront property on Lake Wiley for around 800,000? This time looking for my father. So man, it's possible. More than likely, it's gonna be a smaller house. Um, it may or may not need some work done to it. You know, but you can find it. Um, yeah, I mean, you definitely can find it. It all just depends on where and things like that. But to be honest with you, I think it's going to be, it's not going to be like one of these beautiful big brick houses, all updated and all that stuff. But yeah, you can find it for 800,000. If you want it to be with like right around the corner from the lake, where you can have like a little sidewalk and like boat access and all that stuff, you can find that for 800,000 for sure. For sure, you can. I've seen it. I've helped people do that as well. So that's definitely um, definitely doable. You guys got me excited now to do a live video with one of my lenders. Um, and to be honest with you, no, yeah, I thought of that idea before. I just never went through with it. All right. You guys have anything fun planned for Labor Day? I'm very we'll see what I'm doing. I'm probably going to be looking at some houses and stuff. Probably going to be looking at some houses. And I'm hoping that everybody else is out of town visiting other people, so um, there is no competition on any of these other houses. That is going to be the ideal situation right there. I had somebody email me that's actually buying a house in Charlotte right now, and they're working with another agent. And this happens all like you'd be surprised. I'm not gonna say I get emails every day, but I get emails like at least once a month of another buyer that's working with another agent in the Charlotte area coming to me asking me questions, which I think is I mean I guess it's not weird. I'm very open and I don't mind doing that stuff. It's just it's their conversations you should be having with your agent. That's why you chose that agent. So it's interesting, and it's tough because I want to help them, but it's like I don't know anything about you, the property, or does your agent know if or if you're are you that you're talking to me, and it's very. So I got an email the other day. I need to respond to it. Um, but it was one of those emails where I guess they're in a kind of like a sticky situation. They want my advice, but you have an agent. That's what your agent should be helping you with that stuff. I don't want to cross any boundaries with people. That's that I'm I just don't I only know one side to a story. I don't know both sides. Um, Let me see what we got here. We got some questions coming in. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm doing these check boxes. I got an offer all written up. I just need to put all the dates and stuff. So while I'm looking at this contract, if you guys have any questions about the North Carolina contract to purchase, feel free to fire off there. It's always in my brain. Well, let's see here. Kind of a lender question. Hatters Drew, kind of a lender question. What happens if a new construction appraises for more than you paid? Does that automatically get added to your down payment? No, sir. That just means you have equity. That just means you got a head jump on your equity. I'm closing on a house for a past coworker I used to work with. We're closing next week, next Friday, and his house we got for 315,000, and it ended up appraising for 322. So he has $7,000 in equity already, in his house, which is good. And if you're somebody that's considering putting down a down payment, for example, you want to put down 20%, and and your appraisal comes back higher than what you purchased it for, you may only need to put down 15%, 16%, and it will still count for that 20%, because you have that equity in the house. I wish it went down to, I wish it went down for all that stuff. It'll save you a lot of money in your pocket, but unfortunately the banks, they don't work like that. DIT, how much due diligence is common on a $500,000 home in your market? So I'm going to give you the answer. It varies. You could put down whatever you want. You could put down $20 as a due diligence, but obviously nobody's going to take you seriously if you do that. Right now, what I'm seeing most common is going to be 2 to 3%, 1.5 to 3% of the purchase price. For your due diligence payment, I've had people do lower, do whatever kind of number they want, and then I've had people do 20,000, 50,000. I had a guy like 2 years ago say he's going to do like $100,000 on due diligence because he wanted this house so bad, and he was like, I want this house and nobody's going to stop me. So honestly, it's whatever, but 1.5 to 3% right now. The higher the better, so closer to that 3% mark. But very good question. Very good question. A lot of people get stuck up with that, so I like that. Like I said, very good question. That's helpful. Thanks. Yes, sir. Bring on the questions, guys. My parents have a pool here too that you can't really see right now, but I've been having to clean it every day. And pools are a lot of work. A lot of work, unless you can hire a pool boy. What's funny is a lot of people moving here from up north, they want pools. And then all the people that kind of live here and things like that, or maybe that owned a pool before, they're like, yeah, we really don't care. If it's there, sure, we'll take it, but it's not like, it's not like we want it really badly or anything. So it's funny. Headers, who is your favorite and least favorite to work with in regards to builders? There's a ton of good build. My least favorite builder to work with is going to be, from personal experience, is going to be LGI Homes. I, I've had bad experiences with them. I know other agents that have had bad experiences with them. I know somebody dealing right now with them. Other than that, a lot of the other ones are okay. Some of my favorites, for example, Taylor Morrison, Pulte Homes, Niblock Homes, Lennar's pretty cool. I'm having a brain freeze over here. I know a bunch more builders. I don't know why. Meritage Homes is nice. DR Horton can be. I've dealt with them on a good note, and I've also dealt with them on a bad note. Ryan Homes, kind of the same thing. Can be good, can be bad. Just depends. Kind of on the subdivision, I guess, and or who you get. But I hope that helps a little bit. Right now, this is just off the cuff. But if you want to reach out to me personally, we can talk a little bit more, and you can ask me more about the experiences that I had, or what made it good, what made it bad, and I don't mind kind of going into detail with you. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of good ones. The good builders are honestly a majority. The minority are the bad ones, here and there. And when I say bad, it's experience. Your overall experience, the customer service. Sometimes people may or may not have a problem with the homes. That's pretty rare too. You hear some nightmare stories, but that's not often. At the end of the day, it's a brand new home. If you're getting an inspection on it, like I recommend you getting, you really should be okay. Most of them are a pleasure to deal with. Are escalators used in your market? Escalation clause, yeah, they are. They are used in the market, but uh, people are weird, man. Sellers agents don't like them, and neither do sellers, because basically they say, basically they say, the escalation clause, they'll just like, no, just give us your best, give us your best stuff, and like, like that. They don't want to do the whole, hey, we'll give you an extra 500 on top of whatever else this person is doing. Real estate advisor, Sir Ashley. What's up, Sasha? Solid advice. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Sir Ashley, you don't know this, brother, but I'm a big fan, man. Um, I'm a fan of you. I think what you're doing is awesome. You're on the opposite side of where I am. You're more in the Huntersville Concord area. So I love I love the videos that you do, man. I think you're a solid guy. You obviously know what you're doing, so I'm super stoked that you're doing the stuff you're doing, man, helping people out. We should do a collab or something one day, man. Discuss maybe some questions that some of your viewers get, like the most common ones and/or areas and stuff. I think that'll be a cool thing, man. There's a couple YouTubers in our space, man, so that'd be awesome. We'll do it, man. We'll do something. I'm honestly sure a lot of people would like it, man. I'm telling you. So everybody kind of that's watching right now, real estate advisor Sir Ashley, he also has a YouTube channel. So make sure to check his stuff out. He does a really good job. He knows the market very well, especially up there towards the Huntersville Concord area, like that North Charlotte area. Check out his videos and all that stuff. And obviously, if you have questions, reach out to him, reach out to me, whatever the case is. At the end of the day, as long as you're being represented by a good agent, somebody that actually cares, that knows what they're doing, is all that matters. Because the amount of agents out here that kind of don't really know what they're doing or don't know how to take care of clients, that's not, that's kind of unacceptable. You want to deal with a professional at all times. So I'm excited, man. That's cool. He hopped on the live. There we go. Finally. Sir Ashley, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking. I think you said in one of your videos you were an attorney in a previous life and then jumped into real estate. That's legit. 37. You don't even look it. You look 30. Good for you, man. Good for you. All right, guys. Bring some more questions in. We're approaching 55 minutes so far. Some solid questions coming in, though. Some solid questions coming in. I like it. The Peloton, it works. I'm a I'm a fair you are too. I'm a fairly big guy, man. I'm 6'2", 215 pounds. The bike is the only cardio I can do is the bike and the Stairmaster and obviously, some other stuff, but running or something like that, there's no way. I too much pressure on the ankles and knees and shins and all that stuff. No way I could do it. All right, let's see what we got. Brandon, heading down to Charlotte next weekend from DC area. What's a good area to check out in Waxhaw just to get a vibe of the area? Me, my wife, and my 7-month-old. Brandon, if you're going to Waxhaw, um, man, honest, Waxhaw. Check obviously downtown Waxhaw. I would check out and then kind of stay over there by Waverly. It's exit 57 right off of Providence Road. There's a bunch of stuff there. Waxhaw is extremely it's very spread out. So there's not, you can go into neighborhoods, like Millbridge, for example. You can go in there, check out some houses, and all of that stuff. As far as like as far as going out and stuff, downtown Waxhaw, and then kind of like I said, exit 57 off of Providence Road. It's called Waverly. Check out all those areas out there, the shops, the restaurants, and things like that. But yeah, you'll see if this is your first time here from DC. Waxhaw's pretty spread out. It's beautiful. People love it there. Families love it there. Beautiful houses, great schools from what I hear, and things like that. But it is spread out. It is spread out. And I don't know where in DC you live. My brother actually lives in DC, so I don't know where exactly you're at. But DC's highly condensed. It's a lot more dense, a lot more people, a lot more together and not spread out. So it might be a little bit of a shock to you. If you're looking for more condensed, you're gonna be you're gonna want to kind of be closer to the uptown area, man. But check it all out. If you're in town checking out areas, check it all out. So here we go. I just got an email from this seller's agent. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for showing my listing at blah 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 street. The sellers have asked for any offers to be submitted by tomorrow, Saturday, September 4th at 6 p.m. so we have a chance to review them. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I know how hard this market can be. If you have any additional questions, don't have to say. Yep, yeah. No, there you go, guys. The market is still tough. The market is still tough. Probably one of the hardest markets for buyers, like, I don't know, ever. And people don't realize this. It's been a tough market for buyers for a very long time. When I bought my townhouse over 5 years ago, there was competition. There was multiple offers for the townhouses and condos I was looking at. So it's been like this for a while. Obviously, it's been a lot worse the last year and a half or so, ever since the whole madness in 2020 started. But DITM Explorer, have you had success with assisting out-of-state buyers via virtual showings? Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but when I first started doing virtual showings, I've worked with people that have never seen the house in person, all virtual tours. They even signed the final closing documents. It shipped to them. They had to ship it back. And they never saw the house until they actually owned it, and they got the keys when I first met them at the house, which is kind of crazy to me. But it's interesting. Time to remove this person. There you go. You out of there, big dog. Brandon, thanks. Lived by the Arboretum for a few years while in college. Got a buddy in Indian Land we're going to stay at. Might hit you up in December if we choose that area over Raleigh. Yeah, man, definitely. By the Arboretum is awesome. I live pretty close to the Arboretum. I love it there. You know it. I don't know when the last time you've been there. You might see some changes. If you're in DC now, you might like Raleigh a little bit better, but what I've noticed is people that live in big cities tend to want to be where the big cities are and stay within that range. Raleigh's great, do not get me wrong, but if you're already in DC, I think Charlotte might suit you a little better. Obviously check out both, which you're going to do, so that's awesome. My brother lived in Chapel Hill. So I don't know the area pretty decently, but surprisingly enough, Raleigh and those areas, the houses are pretty. I mean, they're not cheap. A lot of people think that Raleigh and stuff is cheaper The houses are less expensive. They're not. They're up to par with the prices here in Charlotte, if not more expensive sometimes. That's a common misconception. People think because it's not Charlotte, it's outside of Charlotte or whatever, that it's a little cheaper, but it's very competitive. Like I said, if not more expensive. What's up, Sasha? I've been watching your vids as I've currently a Fayetteville, North Carolina native living in South Korea, planning to move back to the States next year and heavily leaning towards Charlotte. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Um, you're in South Korea now, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never been to Fayetteville, so I personally don't know how it is. But I mean, let's be honest, Charlotte is Charlotte. I think you would like Charlotte a lot more. Haven't been to Charlotte in 10 years. I'm coming from outside of DC and Maryland, hoping to be on the outskirts. Oh, bro, Brandon, man. If you haven't been to Charlotte in 10 years, you're gonna be surprised at all the changes, man. You will be surprised. I've seen an insane amount of change. I lived in Charlotte. This coming November will be 8 years, um, and I've seen a ton of changes. So you being lived here, left for 10 years, and now coming back, man, you're gonna be in shock, man. I'm telling you. I think you're gonna be in shock. You're gonna be very surprised at what you see, and I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. I'm sure I'd love Charlotte over Fayetteville, transient military town. I would never move back, to be honest. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it's known for, as a military town. And if you listen to rap J Cole, that's what Fayetteville is known for. But like I said, I've never been, so I don't know. I just know what I hear. Brandon, good stuff. Appreciate it. Hope you talk. Yeah, man, Brandon, reach out to me anytime, man. Whatever questions you have, you can email me, call me, text me, any of that stuff, man. Just let me know. And if you're in town, if you want to grab some coffee or lunch or whatever the case is, you and the fam, I don't mind, dude. Oh man. Let's see here. DITMX, we gotta run. Thanks for your time and all the info. We appreciate the content you provide. We'll continue to tune. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. And I will catch you on that next one. Daniel Owens, do you know places where it's affordable but nice, safe areas for students to live at, in, or near Charlotte? Going to UNC Charlotte. Daniel, if you're going to UNC Charlotte, around there, man. If you want to be around the campus, if you want to be around the campus with all the college kids and things, right around UNC Charlotte, man. Stay over there, kind of where the students are. So you'll be all set. Joseph Maldonado, what's up, my friend? Uh, yeah, oh man, that's awesome. I love seeing people I work with before and help move here, kind of hop on the live, that they're still kind of watching the channel. That's really cool. If you guys want to ask about traveling, ask Joseph. We spoke a couple weeks ago or so, and he's been all over the place. He's been to the mountains, to the beach, and all that stuff. And he moved here from up north. So um, Daniel Owens, but they seem expensive though. Daniel, man, if you're a college kid, go on Facebook. There's a Charlotte apartments, condos, and sublets page, and there's a lot of college students on there that are looking for roommates, and or somebody's got a house they want to rent out 2 bedrooms or something like that. Check that out, man. I think you'll like it. All right. Um, That's what I recommend. If you're a college student, man, I recommend finding some roommates, man. At least one roommate or something, and being able to split. You know, uh, that way you'll be able to pay five, six, $700 a month or something. Just kind of splitting the rent, and you'll be right in college campus. You'll make a friend. That friend makes other friends. You know what I mean? And that stuff. So I think it's solid. Do you happen to know if there's a Korean population in Charlotte? To be honest with you, I don't. I don't know. Charlotte's a melting pot of people from all over, so I would think yes, but I don't. I don't know. I'm not engraved. In that. I'm from former Yugoslavia, Bosnia, and there's a Bosnian population here, Serbian, Croatian, and that's that. We're very much our country's small, so we have that population. So I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. Mm-mm-mm. All right, guys, we are approaching what time? 7 o'clock, man. Time flies. So we're approaching 7 o'clock. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button on your way out, and we'll be in touch. You have all my contact info. It's all linked down there below. Call, text, or email me if you have any questions. Whatever the case is. Next week, the market report is going to be out, and then I'm definitely taking into consideration your guys' comments and things like that for videos I'm going to be making in the future. So thank you for that. I'm excited about that. Sir Ashley, we'll do a collab sometime, man. We have to. I think it'll be awesome. I think it'll be a fun time. Or maybe you and I could do a live. I don't know if you're still on. Maybe you and I could do a live. I think it'll be fun. But until then, guys, enjoy your Labor Day. Have a good time. Be safe. All that good stuff. And I'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye.